Top storylines: Tom Brady sets a record, while other QBs struggle at least for a week. Let the whispers about the old guy stop. While Cam Newton was being examined for an injury following a hit, Blake Bortles was making turnover after turnover after turnover, and Mike Glennon was drawing social media pleas that he be replaced by rookie Mitch Trubisky. Tom Brady was old dependable again. The New England Patriots' 40-year-old QB, fresh off a season-opening stinker, looked like the five-time Super Bowl winner against the New Orleans Saints. Just how good was he? How about historically good? Well, he passed for 3 touchdowns in the first quarter for the first time in the 273 games of his career, including the playoffs, according to NFL research. Brady's day did take a turn in the third quarter, however, when Rob Gronkowski was pulled down by 2 defenders, twisting his surgically repaired back awkwardly. Gronk left the game, but was listed as questionable to return with a groin injury, not a back injury. His status was unknown following the game, but said "I'm good" to ESPN reporter Mike Rice. As the Post's Mark Mask writes, while the Patriots proved reports of their demise were exaggerated, the injuries are starting to pile up for them. The Panthers' Newton brought back the dab briefly, but his game resembled the dismal lost season of 2016 more than the triumphant 2015 MVP winning campaign. Newton had been sacked 6 times in 3 quarters and was blasted on 2 third-quarter plays, the last of which momentarily left him face down and in pain. He popped back up, though, and kept playing. Bortles had a dismal day for the Jaguars, with 2 interceptions and a lost fumble. Glennon's 2 interceptions are likely to prompt calls for Trubisky, the second overall pick in the NFL draft. Dak Prescott criticized by Jason Garrett very little when tried for the Cowboys during their visit to Denver, as Dallas took a 42-17 thrashing. After the game, Cowboys coach Jason Garrett made specific mention of the struggles of quarterback Dak Prescott, who completed 30 of 50 passes for 238 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Prescott played poorly, and the Post's Adam Kilgore noted that the second-year quarterback finally learned how hard it can be to play in the NFL. However, he had one of the most difficult assignments the league has to offer, traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos' elite pass defense, and Prescott got no help from the running game, as Ezekiel Elliott managed a minuscule 8 yards on 9 carries. Antonio Gates sets touchdown record for tight ends. No NFL tight end has ever visited the end zone as often as Antonio Gates. With his 112th touchdown Sunday, the Chargers veteran moved ahead of a tie with Tony Gonzalez and now sits alone atop the all-time list for his position. Gates set the record midway through the third quarter of a home game against the Dolphins, when he hauled in a pass from who else? Quarterback Philip Rivers. That marked the 85th time that Gates and Rivers have connected for a score, the third most for any NFL quarterback-receiver duo. Gates, who played basketball while at Kent State, also caught his 900th pass during the game, making him just the 22nd player in NFL history with that many receptions. After Gonzalez, the Patriots' Rob Gronkowski is third on the all-time tight end touchdown list with 69. Followed by the Cowboys' Jason Witten, 64. Chargers fire off victory cannon. After losing game on missed field goal, Chargers kicker Young Hoku was wide right on a field goal attempt that, as it came with 9 seconds left, essentially gave the visiting Dolphins a 19-17 win. Perhaps the staff at the StubHub Center in Carson, California, where the Chargers played their first regular season game since moving north from San Diego, is still working out the kinks, or perhaps, as some suggested, they were temporarily fooled by the loud cheering from the large amount of Miami fans in attendance, but the victory cannon went off. Ku had a field goal blocked last week that would have sent a game with the Broncos into overtime, so the rookie's NFL career has gotten off to a rough start. He is now just 1 of 4 on field goal attempts. Chris Carson emerges from Seahawks' muddled backfield. It's too early to say that the Seahawks have found their new bell cow back, but Chris Carson staked a strong claim Sunday, rushing for 93 yards on 20 carries in Seattle's 12-9 win over San Francisco. Thomas Rawls, coming back from an ankle injury that sidelined him in Week 1, got the start but amassed just 4 yards on 5 carries, while Eddie Lacy wasn't even activated for the game. The 5-11, 218-pound Carson, a 7th-round pick out of Oklahoma State, got stronger as he went along. On the Seahawks' final drive, as they were trying to ice the game, he had carries of 9, 12 and 16 yards. "I think we've got something," Seattle coach Pete Carroll said of the rookie. "I think he's a really good,